Hello, welcome to the 10th episode of the AM Film Podcast. We're in double digits. Some said it would never happen. I mean, it's taken 3 years, but...
Double figures, yay!
I did proclaim that I would have a party popper, which I have failed on, so... If we make it to 15, there'll be 2 party poppers to make up for it.
Whee!
So this week we're joined by regular Dan.
Hello, nice to be back again.
Yep, and we're also joined again by Moody.
Hello, thank you for having me, Tottenham.
So this week we thought we would delve into what we've been watching for the first week as a quick topic. So Dan.
Yesterday I was at cinema and I saw 2 of the big films of the start of this year that are primed to be big successes at all of the award ceremonies this year, which is Darkest Hour and 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. And I was massively impressed by both films. I think Darkest Hour has an incredible performance by Gary Oldman in the lead role as Winston Churchill. I think that's. I was nervous going in. I'd seen some of the trailers and thought it looked a bit caricaturish. It looked a bit like overly sort of plastic and cartoony in terms of the makeup that they'd done. But the performance becomes incredibly convincing after about 10-15 minutes of watching him in the character, and it draws you in so well. And Joe Wright, the director, has managed to do such a good job of not allowing it to become overly sort of sweet and saccharine in terms of its kind of bigging up kind of the patriotic British kind of heroic Churchill character. So I think he's done a good job of sort of keeping it just as a sort of human story, really, which is a really nice and makes a really nice film to watch. It does feel ever so slightly too long, and sort of drags on a bit towards the end. Whereas on the other hand, I think 3 Billboards is a really engaging and twisting film. I think that film, the characters are so well crafted. Sam Rockwell and Frances McDormand in the 2 main characters there. Their characters are so beautifully crafted, how they change and twist throughout the film and become different things by the end of the film, that you really are so sort of engaged in who they are.
Yeah, Woody Harrelson was great in 3 Billboards. He was a surprise in that film because I didn't really realise he would have as much as a character and impact as he did, but I thought he really shone through. Yeah,
his character is a really interesting. They did a really good job of how they sort of portrayed him in the build up to the film and in the marketing of the film, because he wasn't the role that he eventually ends up taking when you watch the film. You don't expect that from how the film is advertised and how the film builds up. And so it's very interesting that the twist that character takes and how integral his character becomes.
Moody?
For me, I saw 2 Ebbing, Missouri. I thought it was an absolutely fantastic movie. Like, I agree with what you said, Dan. The 2 lead characters are completely different by the end of the movie. That was such a refreshing take. I agree also with Woody Harrelson's performance on it. He was really well done. I think he's not getting the love from like the awards than I thought he would have. It's disappointing that he's not getting that, but because he was so great in it. But I agree, his character takes such a turn. What was like so out of nowhere. It was really well done. I really, really liked 3 Billboards. I thought it was just I'll be surprised if that doesn't win screenplay at the Oscars and probably win best film overall. I think. I did not get to see Darkest Hour yet. I hope to see that next week. But I saw another film for the 7th time at the cinema was Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
You've seen it 7 times. That's crazy.
I loved The Last Jedi. I thought it was absolutely. I think it's when you hit the double figures when you get the special medal, but I'm close. I doubt I'll see it again in the cinema again, but I just absolutely loved The Last Jedi. I think it's such a ballsy movie, and I really enjoyed it. But again, 3 Billboards, that's everyone's talking about that, and I think that's basically gonna probably gonna get most nominations, and it's probably gonna take probably most awards as well.
Okay, great. Well, I saw Team Foxcatcher on Netflix eventually. I was kind of confused not confused, but I had mixed feelings on the film when it first came out a few years ago. But the documentary is phenomenal, and it adds so much more backstory to the film, like especially how it ends and how it all plays off. It was really interesting to find out about that. I saw The Polka King, which is a new Jack Black film, which came out on Netflix yesterday, I believe. It's based on a true story, apparently, and I had to Google it because it's one of those true stories that seems too good to be true. It's
absolutely the best dramas, those ones.
It's absolutely ridiculous, and when I Googled it and most of it turned out to be true, I was very, very surprised. So, but also that film is a film that without Jack Black would have been absolute trash, but he is in it, and it's a marvel to behold because Jack Black is Jack Black, and I don't think anyone else could have pulled that off because it's such an eccentric character with so much energy and passion, and Jack Black is made to be those kind of characters. So I really enjoyed that. I saw La La Land at BFI yesterday. They've got like a 2017 season, and I still adore.
So what's that? Your 50th time in the cinema with La La Land?
La La Land is ridiculous, and it's still as enjoyable as the first time I watched it. So I'd recommend that. And leading on to our next topic, I also saw Coco. At a preview yesterday. It's previewing this weekend. The director and producer was there, so I was talking about that. It has so much charm and so much depth. It's literally the best thing Pixar have done since Inside Out, although that's not really much of a compliment to be honest, but it is Inside Out level. So that leads us into our next topic, which is what are our favourite Pixar films. So did any of you guys want to lead with that?
Well, I think it's easy. It's easy to the best place to start has got to be Toy Story, really, isn't it? I think everyone is a huge fan of the Toy Story series, and the one that still, even though it's not the cliche one, is Toy Story 3. I think Toy Story 3 still stands out as being one of the best, just because of the fact that everyone was so anxious about it coming out and about it being complete trash, basically about it ruining what Toy Story 1 and Toy Story 2 were. And that it was going to ruin everyone's childhood memories of Toy Story 1 and Toy Story 2. And it managed to pull it off, and no one could really believe it, and it left grown men crying in the cinema.
I can hold my hand up to that.
I mean, those expectations set by Toy Story 3 it was so high, and they managed to reach everyone's expectations. I don't know anyone that says a bad word about Toy Story 3, which is testament to how good it is.
The Toy Story trilogy is absolutely a masterpiece in a trilogy. Like each one is better than the other one, which is a hard thing to pull off, really. One of my favorite, I would say my favorite Pixar film of all time. It's never been knocked off yet, and that's Finding Nemo. I absolutely adored that movie when it came out. Sadly, it got a little bit annoyed. I was a little bit annoyed with Finding Dory, but that had charm at the same time. But Finding Nemo, I absolutely adore that movie. And Inside Out, what you already said, Callum. I think Inside Out was arguably the closest to the masterpiece I think you could ever truly get. There was so much emotion in that movie. Everybody stays up with the emotion like at the beginning of everything, but Inside Out, like, it hits you like at least good 3 times with emotion. What's unbelievable. I think I absolutely adored Inside Out.
Did we want to touch on the Cars trilogy, or should we just forget that kind of?
I enjoy Cars 1. I can't stand 2. 3 is meh. I reviewed 3 last year, and it's alright, but it's nothing great.
And everyone's favourite Pixar film, The Good Dinosaur?
That was disappointing, especially as the trailers were actually really good. I enjoyed the trailers for that. But the film was a bit disappointing.
But also, probably one of my top 3 would be Monsters, Inc. Monsters, Inc. It's so good.
I couldn't get into that.
What?
I couldn't get into it. I watched it, I was like, alright, yeah, it's fun. The little baby's adorable. And how the world itself is incredible what they thought of and everything. I'll fair play to that, but I was just like, yeah. And then they did University, and I was just like, wow, they seem like they're scratching the bottom of the barrel there. Where are these new ideas? Then they come out with Inside Out, and then you're thinking, there's the new idea.
Monsters Inc. University to Monsters Inc. is like Planes to Cars. Like, let's be honest, we're not really.
Planes is not Pixar. Planes is not Pixar. That's Disney animation, not Pixar. Yeah, it's completely separate.
I know, but like Monsters University had that feel that it wasn't a full-on Pixar film.
True. I think they just they say they do these films because they have a good idea, but I was thinking, really, have a prequel? Okay. Where's the Incredibles 2 we've been waiting for? Oh wait, it's finally coming this year.
Yeah, I mean Toy Story 4 the year after, they're finally happening. Like, it seems like it's going to take ages, but I'm sure it'd be worth the wait. So
I hope so with Incredibles. I really, even though it's just an announcement teaser they did with Incredibles 2, but it showed in that teaser alone that it's going to have the charm of the Incredible the first one had. You're going to enjoy the characters. And it seems like it's an Elastigirl type movie. It's more focused on her, which I'm really enjoying, really looking forward to seeing. So, yeah.
Incredibles is mentioned. We haven't mentioned Ratatouille.
Oh, Ratatouille is such an understated movie. I really, really enjoyed Ratatouille because I think it doesn't get the love I think it deserves. The voice work is absolutely amazing. The story is actually very well done. It's actually pretty spot on when it comes to people in hospitality trying to get like a Michelin star. It is that hard, and it's that much pressure on them, and they do an amazing job for it, especially in France, like I say. Oh, wow. It was a really well done movie, and smart and ingenious, really. There's a rat doing the chefing and everything. I thought it was really, really smart and very fun.
And there's also Wally. I really enjoy Wally. I mean, it's a very different Pixar film, I feel, to everything else they've done.
I'm going to get hit here. I never liked Wally.
I never. Do you hate Wally,
it.
or do you just don't?
Just didn't like the movie. I was just like, never clicked with it. I think it's smart. I thought it was very charming how it started with, like, you don't have any volume or not volume, any speech or anything from the Wally himself for a good while in the movie, and I was just like, this is so boring. I was just bored by it. I was disappointed. It's charming with the romance part, but other than that, I was just like, I've seen better.
So if you had to choose your top 3 Pixar films, what would they be? To put you on the spot.
Finding Nemo, Inside Out, and what was the other one? I probably put Incredibles, because Incredibles I really enjoyed. The Toy Story trilogy would probably just be outside it, but if I had to take one of the Toy Stories, it would be Toy Story 1, just because of how nostalgia that was for me. When I first saw that as a kid, I was just like, whoa! And then I was just scared of my toys. I was like talking to him quietly. Do you speak? Nod. Yeah, nod to say yes. And they didn't do it. I was so disappointed.
I feel like that recently. Have you seen Black Mirror?
No, I have not seen that. I hear good things about it.
I won't spoil it, but there's a Black Mirror episode of a new series that makes me look at my dog toys in a very scared way now.
Oh, God.
and I'm sat there just like, don't look at me. So, and if I had to rate my top 3, let's take Toy Story out of the equation, because Toy Story would probably be my top 3. So, excluding Toy Story, it would probably be Monsters, Inc., The Incredibles, then Finding Nemo.
But I have not seen Coco yet, and my co-host on my podcast says it's phenomenal. He says it's an absolutely brilliant movie, so I'm looking forward to seeing that. It comes out next week, doesn't it? So I'm looking forward to seeing that. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing that.
The thing is, everyone talks about Coco as in a second viewing, or we have a completely new point of view, and after seeing that, I completely agree, and I can't wait to go and see it Friday. That's
the thing. You had a preview. I had no preview up here. There's no preview up here in the Northeast. I couldn't believe it. I was like, no. But yeah, whatever. Fine, I'll accept it.
It's so special, and it lives up to the hype, and it also I think it brings Pixar back up to those standards, because they've had The Good Dinosaur, and what was the other film they've released recently? Cars 3.
Cars 3.
So
they had this year before Coco, or last year, should I say, before Coco, with what everyone was praising for. They had Finding Dory, and then the year before that, this last year they had Cars 3. Then the year before that, 2016, they had Finding Dory, and then the year before that was Inside Out, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So they had a bit so. Inside Out and Good Dinosaur came the same year, didn't they? Good Dinosaur came around Thanksgiving, I think, in 2015. Right. So yeah. It's really weird. The thing is, I had no interest in Coco. The trailers didn't do anything for me at all. And then my co-host sees it, he says it's absolutely phenomenal. And then everyone's praising it, saying it's a fantastic movie and whatnot. And I'm just like, damn it. And then it pisses me off even more. We don't get it until this week.
Yeah, it's such a big gap. It came out December in America.
I think they got Thanksgiving, didn't they? No,
oh yeah,
so they got before. Came out the week after Justice League, didn't it?
Yeah, it's ridiculous how much time there is, and I don't really understand that marketing, because you thought the hype would be, and also it's the largest grossing movie in Mexico of all time now.
And they got it, I think, a month before even America, because I think they dropped it for the Day of the Dead day for them.
Which kind of shows how like honest and true to like the culture that it is. That is now the biggest grossing film in Mexico.
Yeah, it's. I hope it's as good as it is. Like, I don't need to do a review. I'll talk about it next week on the podcast, on my podcast. But I was like, damn, that's I hate my friend so much.
The other thing I was surprised about was that it's not a full-up musical. For some reason in my head, I thought it'd be song after song after song, and it's not. Like, the music is great, but it wasn't, and I just found that surprising because I thought it was a fully fledged musical. But it's still great.
Very good, very good. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Coco. I think it's going to be a good film, hopefully.
And what else have they got coming up? They've got The Incredibles 2 coming out in the summer.
Yeah, Incredibles 2. And then I think it's a Disney animation for Thanksgiving next. Wreck-It Ralph 2 at the end of in Thanksgiving.
Okay.
But that's obviously different. It's not Pixar. That's Disney animation. So yeah, it's
And then Toy Story 4 the year after.
Oh wow. Really, Toy Story 4 in 2019?
Yeah, it keeps getting pushed and pushed back, but it's 2019 at the moment. Are you nervous or?
We'll have the original. We still have the trilogy. We'll still have the original trilogy if they don't do it right. It's intriguing that obviously John Lannister's no longer there anymore. Obviously with what's happened. But it's gonna be very intriguing. It's very intriguing. Damn. I wouldn't do it, but when Toy Story 3 makes $1 billion, you're like, we have no choice. They basically have to. I bet they didn't intend to do a sequel to Frozen, but they're going to, because it made $1 billion, and also the soundtrack, like Poise, made them $1 billion that's alone, and the merchandising and everything else.
Well, the thing is, it's taken them. It'll be 9 years since Toy Story 3 came out, like nearly a decade.
It wasn't it 10 years for Toy Story 2 to 3, wasn't it? It was a good.
Yeah, it was something. It's crazy gaps in between them.
Yeah. So this year's a sequel. Next year's a sequel. So when's the next original content? When's the next original new idea?
I'm not sure.
It's probably going to be 2020.
See, with Toy Story 4, technically Bonnie, the girl, should be how old at this stage? Because she'll be 9 years older if they're sticking to real time. Because obviously in the past ones they've kept to real time because Andy was a kid and then he went to university in 2010. So I'll be intrigued to see what will happen to her age and if she remains at the same age or if she ages. Because that's going to be a huge jump for a new character. We've only just like climatized.
I think what's going to happen is that they're going to hopefully number 4 is probably, even if it's not truly great, it's probably still going to make money. I think they're hopefully going to do a trilogy, and by the end of the 3rd film of this new trilogy, the toys are going to return to Andy, but with Andy having a son.
That'd be a very big change, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that they return back to Andy and they're going, oh, we're back home to Andy, but oh crap, he's got a son, he's going to tear us apart, and whatnot, or something like that. But we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
Just an FYI, Dan has died, and he will not be returning this episode. So.
No, Dan.
So you've got just me and Moody now. So, yeah. Lucky you guys.
We are 2 awesome people, so I can't say anything wrong with that.
So
they'll be lucky.
They're very lucky.
Yeah, very lucky.
So
they've just ran off now.
So on to our next topic. The Greatest Showman. Have you seen The Greatest Showman?
Yes, I have, and I've reviewed it. Yes.
What did you think of The Greatest Showman?
I really enjoyed The Greatest Showman. I thought it was a lot of fun. If you go in on literally, it tells you what the film's going to be in the trailers. That it's a giant long musical. It's basically like 5-10 minutes of dialogue, then a song, then 5 minutes of dialogue, then it's a song, and it's the songs. The soundtrack's amazing. Soundtrack is so good, and Hugh Jackman. Damn, he's getting younger every day, man. He really is. He's a fine wine.
He's too talented.
He's a fine wine. He's literally a fine wine. He is getting better with age. he's getting sexier with age. And I'm really scared my future wife here was saying that, but she's okay with it. Yeah, he's absolutely brilliant. Zac Efron gives a great performance as well. I think he did a really good Zanyanya? Zazea. Yeah, I keep getting that wrong. She does a really good performance. I really liked her in it. Michelle Williams was really good in it. Yeah, everyone was just really good. I thought it was fun. The story is the weakest part because you know what's going to happen. You know where it's going and whatnot. And also Rebecca Ferguson, she's barely in it, but if it's her voice singing those songs, OMG, you have hair on you. Your hairs are standing up with her voice. If that is actually her voice singing, but she does a really good performance as well. I really enjoyed The Greatest Showman.
Yeah, I enjoyed it to a point. I mean, I think the story, like you said, feels a bit empty. I mean, like the songs are there, but the substance doesn't seem to all be there. Yeah. But then again, I did give it 4 stars on Letterboxd because I enjoyed my time in the theatre with it. So it's one of those things where I think it depends on what you're after.
Well, if you're coming out smiling, cheering, or at least giggling, or having a song in your head from the movie, the movie's done something right. It's affected you. It's done a good job. And that's what it was. At the end of the day, multiple times I was nodding my head in the movie. So I can't say nothing bad about it. I thought it was a really good movie.
Fun story about this. I took my dad without realising it's a musical. My dad's like probably a man's dad, like, I hate musicals kind of guy. So we got in, and then the first song kicked off, and he whispered to me, "Is this a fucking musical?" And I was like, I wasn't sure.
No, not at all.
So when I spend the next hour and a half kind of shitting myself going, I really hope he doesn't hate this. And he came out and he wanted to go and see it again next weekend. Like, he's obsessed with it now. And it was just it was such a crazy contrasting thing that, like, for someone that hates musicals, they've got into it and they've really enjoyed the story and really enjoyed the music.
It's Hugh Jackman, man. It's Hugh Jackman. You can't hate that man. Anything he's in, he's great in it. Come on, man.
Exactly.
That luscious smile of his.
Although I did make the mistake of then going home to start watching The Prestige in the evening. That's not a thing to do, because The Prestige is substantially many levels better than The Greatest Showman. So don't go and do that.
Oh god, man. You ruined it for yourself, didn't you?
I kind of did. I never should have put those two films within a month of each other. But,
yeah, something like that, yeah.
So that leads us on to our next topic, which is what are our favourite musicals of all time? Film musicals, not stage musicals.
Well, obviously, I'm going to say it straight away before you got to throw in La La Land, haven't you? That was a really, really great musical. It was well done, well paced. Everything, dancing, choreography, music, and so on was absolutely fantastic. You got another great one, which I'm very intrigued about the sequel this year. You got Mary Poppins, or how Yondu says, Mary Poppins, y'all, and all that.
I'm looking forward to Mary Poppins. It's got a very new one. It's got Lin-Manuel Miranda, who the guy who did Hamilton.
Yeah.
And Hamilton is one of the greatest musicals.
And Emily Blunt looks so good as it. It's freaky. I was just like, if you put them right next to each other, they look really similar, and that's really well done. I'm very intrigued to see how she sings. I'm very intrigued by that. I'm not going to even mention Grease because I hate that movie. I think it's a terrible movie.
Oh, do you really?
Oh, I hate that movie. I think it's absolutely... Yeah, I'm not going to say the words I want to say there. I think it's don't enjoy it. Don't enjoy the music. I see why people enjoy it, like my partner and whatnot, but I think it's fair. You can throw in Dirty Dancing. It's not a musical, but it has a lot of musical beats and whatnot. Dirty Dancing's really has a good music in it. I'm trying to think of any others.
Well, I'm going to break my glass in case of emergency and bring out Tenacious D, The Pick of Destiny.
Oh wow.
That is a phenomenal musical.
I can't lie here. I never saw it.
You've never seen Tenacious D, The Pick of Destiny?
No, I've heard the songs. Like the greatest song in the world is the greatest song in the world.
You need to go and see this. It is...
Well, I'll wait until it comes out in the cinema again, mate. I'll wait until it comes out in the cinema.
I think one thing to say is that Tenacious D, The Pick of Destiny will not be getting a cinema re-release, bearing in mind it made no money when it was first released, so I doubt it's going to make more, 15 years later.
I guess you could throw in the live action of Beauty and the Beast, There's a lot of songs in it. There's a lot of musical in it. I think they were very well done last year, so I think that would be a good one to shout out. It's not a musical because if I remember rightly, it's silent. But the artist.
That's literally the opposite of a musical.
Yeah, true. There's a lot of dancing. There's a lot of whatever. Yeah, true. You're right. It is the opposite. Yeah.
And one of the left field ones that I really enjoyed when it came out, Sweeney Todd, Tim Burton's Sweeney Todd with Johnny Depp.
Oh wow!
I really enjoyed that.
I did see that movie.
What do you think?
And then I remembered. I was thinking, oh shit, it's Tim Burton. I don't like Tim Burton.
You don't like Tim Burton?
Oh, I'm not a fan of his movies. I'm just not a fan of his movies. It never clicked with me. Like, just didn't work for me. Johnny Depp's really good in it. I think he's very well done. I think he sings really well in it. Yeah, it was alright. That's all. That's all I can say. Tim Burton, I don't click with Tim Burton movies. That's why I'm very intrigued with the Dumbo movie he's going to do with the live action. I'm like, oh my god.
That's going to be so... It's either going to be great or it's going to be very depressing. I can't tell which one it's going to be.
Well, we'll see. I'm not worried about the Aladdin right now with with Guy Ritchie.
It's got Aladdin. It's got Will Smith as a genie. What could you not love?
Guy Ritchie as a director. There's my answer for you.
It's kind of fair enough.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of musicals. What have we got? I guess you could use a lot of Disney movies. You could go a lot of Disney movies. Frozen, that's a hell of a musical. That's got some songs in it. Sleeping Beauty. The live action Beauty and the Beast. The live action, the animated, the Lion King, Aladdin. You could go a lot of Disney animated movies. You really could.
Oh, hey, I forgot. How did I forget about this? Sing Street.
Oh yeah, I still haven't seen that. I really need to get onto that.
Sing Street is probably my second favourite musical of all time, and I've just forgotten that existed.
Damn, of all time, second of all time.
Yeah.
Damn. Didn't that come out the same year as La La Land?
No, I think it was 2016. So it kind of depends on how you judge.
Well, La La Land technically came out 2016,
no,
mate.
It's a UK podcast. We're going by UK release dates. So there's no one in the UK apart from people who went to film festival. Never saw La La Land in 2016.
So yeah, I think that's as many as I can remember.
So if I had to put you on the spot, your favourite musical is?
Ooh. La La Land.
Yes.
La La Land. Yeah, I think it's fair. La La Land.
Solid life choices. So
Yeah.
mine would be La La Land, Sing Street, followed by Tenacious D.
Yeah. I haven't seen two of those, so I have to get onto that. I'll have to get my finger out my butt to get onto that.
So from one Jack Black film to another, I've managed to link all our topics so far, which is quite impressive in all honesty.
That's true.
The Polka King, as talked about earlier, is on Netflix now, and Jumanji still doing strong at the box office. Jack Black seems to be having a little revival in the past few months. So, what is your favourite Jack Black film?
Kung Fu Panda 1 and 2. I think the voices them absolutely fantastic. He is Po. He is absolutely that character. He fits in perfectly. I say just 1 and 2 because number 3 is good, but it just doesn't have the heart and the emotion compared to what 1 and 2 have. I thought the first two I think are absolutely fantastic movies that I don't think actually get as much love from people who love animated movies than a lot of people that those movies deserve. If I was to go for live action movie, I gotta say, it's either between the School of Rock or Jumanji because he is so good in Jumanji. He really is. He is absolutely brilliant. The character. What works with that movie is the characters alone, but Jack Black pulls off an amazing performance. Like, he outdoes everybody. He outdoes the proper comedian in Oh, I'm forgetting his
Kevin
name.
Hart, who's
That's it.
shit
Thank
in
you,
most
Kevin
films
Hart.
he's in.
And you got The Rock, who's an amazing. He's really, really good, and he outshone The Rock. And Jack Black, man, he's fair play to the guy. Fair play to him. He pops out of nowhere. He was even good. I didn't see it in the cinema. I saw it when it came to Sky, but Goosebumps. He's not bad in Goosebumps, and that movie ain't as bad as I thought it was going to be when I heard it was coming. I was like, damn, I did not hate that movie.
The thing is with Jack Black is that no matter what films he's in, he always gives 110%.
Yeah,
like there's no bad performance Jack Black has ever delivered.
Yeah, and he's energetic. He's always energetic, even if it's just a proper role, or not proper. That's not a role. Like if he was trying to get an award for, or if he was hoping to maybe get an award for, a more drama-ish film, should I say? I really need to get those words right. Or if you go, but like you got Jumanji, you got School of Rock. He's absolutely insane in, and that film only works because of him. Really just works because of him, because he's so good in it.
Which is the thing that I put in my Letterboxd review last night. There's no other actor that I felt could have been in the Polka King, School of Rock, Jumanji, like that could be that good in that role.
Yeah, I'm very intrigued with this Polka King, but
it's really enjoyable. It's peak Jack Black. Like they've literally gone, you be Jack Black, but be a Polish Jack Black, and just have fun with this because he's marvelous.
Yeah, I bet he was. I bet he is as well.
Have you seen Bernie?
No, I did not see that.
Oh, so that's his second film with Richard Linklater. I mean, every podcast has to have a nod to Linklater. Obviously, he directed School of Rock. He also did Bernie, which is, again, based on a true story. It's about a guy who's a mortician, but he's like everyone's friend, and then he ends up living with a woman who he ends up maybe murdering or not. I don't think that's a spoiler. I think that happens quite early on in the film. But that's... it's a very weird role for Jack Black, but
I have seen that. I have seen it. I have. I've just clicked. I have. You've because of how you've read off the synopsis there. Yeah, I have seen that, and a lot of people were saying it was unfair of not getting some love in the awards considerations. A lot of people say he should have been given some love there because he was really good in that, and that's arguably the most non-Jack Black performance out there from him as well.
Yeah, it was really creepy. It was really creepy, the character he played, but also had like it was like really friendly, but had that air of like mysteriousness and not like being fully there. And that was.
He's a guy you would not want to go down the dark alley with.
Exactly.
Because you may not come out. You may not come out the other side.
And the thing is, people don't give recognition to Jack Black for this. Like, he's known for being so Jack Blacky, but there's no one else that's that Jack Black. And that's, I think, a very hard thing to do, is to put that much energy into every performance that he's in.
He's energetic. He's lovable. He's just. He seems like he's a guy who's just you would have a great time with, and he puts. Oh, he has a great. He has a really, really good filmography. He really does. He's done a lot of mixture type of things out there with Bernie, to the animation with Kung Fu Panda, to Jumanji, to Goosebumps, to School of Rock. He sings, he dances, he acts. If he's the fat version of Hugh Jackman.
As Hugh Jackman.
He's the fat version of Hugh Jackman. No offense. He is. He's the big version of Hugh Jackman. That's what he is, and smaller version because he's like not that tall. Because Hugh Jackman's like 6'7" or whatever, or maybe not that tall. But yeah, he does everything what Hugh Jackman does. It's just he hasn't been in a comic book movie yet.
I would totally pay to see Jack Black be the next Wolverine. That would be something else, wouldn't it?
That would be amazing.
Could you imagine? He's the perfect fit.
He's the perfect fit. Yeah.
It'll be the Avengers and Jack Black as Wolverine.
Yeah. Yeah, that has to happen. That has to happen, mate. You're right. That's spot on. That I can see that now. And he'll go full yellow spandex as well. He'll go full on into it. That would be pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie.
So your favourite Jack Black performance is?
Oh, I gotta go Bernie. It's the one that he gets the. And it's the most non-Jack Black performance out there from him, and he was brilliant in it. I gotta go Bernie. Yeah, second one probably would be School of Rock because of his energy, and he's full on display in that one. He really is. You got his singing, you got his wackiness, you got his dancing, you got his acting, you got everything on there with him. Those two I would say for me.
Yep, and School of Rock is my favourite. I mean, it's a tough choice because all his films I've really enjoyed. I've never disliked a Jack Black film, but School of Rock was just up there for me. It kind of proved who he was quite early on, and that he's super talented and he's great with all angles of acting. So, yeah.
Fair. That's fair.
Okay. So let's look ahead to what films are being released next week, but probably this week by the time you listen to it. This goes up on a Sunday, so we'll see.
That's Coco, isn't it?
So, yep, Coco comes out. I think Coco is going to destroy the box office, and I also think it's obviously going to be there when February half term kicks around in the UK. So in about 3 weeks' time, it's going to have a huge boost again. So I expect that to be in cinema for a very long time.
You got The Post.
Yep.
With
Tom Hanks.
The Holy Trinity, basically, of director, best female actor, and one of the best male actors as well in Tom Hanks. So, and you got the Communicator.
The Commuter, yeah, which is Liam Neeson stuck on a public transport again, having to fight people.
Is he on a phone threatening someone with a certain particular set of skills? That's all I need to know.
Probably.
If he is, I'm there.
So it's from the same director as Non-Stop. Have you seen Non-Stop? The one where he's on a plane. To give it its due, I went into that film not knowing what to expect, and it's an enjoyable time. But that is near enough all it is. So I'm interested to see what it's like, because it's just that same director and it's virtually same plot, but he's on a train. So
it sounds like Under Siege too.
He sounds like taking a Pelham 1, 2, 3 as well. So who knows what it'll be like.
That's true. I'm very intrigued by it. I think the Commute could probably be in line for worst film of the year. Possibly. It might be on someone's list. Who knows? I don't know. We'll see when I see it.
And then there's another film called Attraction, which I haven't heard of. Apparently it's a sci-fi film. I don't know if it's having a wide release, but that's just come up, and I'm just mentioning it because IMDb told me. So.
You heard it here, people. He gets paid by IMDb.
And then quickly looking at what else is coming up the week after, just quickly. Downsizing. Heard really bad things. First act's great. The second two are apparently dog poo. So.
Yeah.
There's also...
You got 12 Strong with Chris Hemsworth, which I'm intrigued about.
There's also Last Flag Flying. Go and see that. Although it's not getting a wide release. But go and make a trip to your nearest good cinema.
Then you got Maze Runner, The Death Cure. I haven't seen any of them, so I doubt I'll see that one.
And yeah, I think that's it for January. So January's...
Yeah. Damn, we're almost in the second month. Damn.
I was really hoping Lady Bird would be released in January, but that's not coming out for a while now. 16th of Feb.
Yeah, that week is insane, because on the Monday you have Black Panther. And then a day later you've got The Shape of Water. Then 2 days after that you've got Lady Bird. That is an insane week.
Yeah, I'm just hoping that I'll get to see them all for the Oscars, and then we can do a full Oscar nomination pod. Maybe morning off, or we could do a live stream if you're up for it. I'm just planning on the fly now. So yeah, that's it for this week's podcast. But as always, we always close out by recommending one film. This week there's no theme, so just share your film knowledge. Moody?
I'm going to pick the film that I picked on my last podcast, Collateral, with directed by Michael Mann, with Jamie Foxx and Tom Cruise as the villain, incredibly as the villain. That's such a great movie. I really enjoyed that, and you got Mark Ruffalo in there as well, who does a really good performance. But Jamie Foxx and Tom Cruise, it's more the Tom Cruise show, even though he doesn't get the nomination because Jamie Foxx got nominated for this movie. That year was the year of Jamie Foxx, because he got nominated for this and also got nominated for Ray as well, and he won for Ray as well. So he had a great year when that came out. Collateral, definitely go check it out. It's such a good movie. I really enjoy it.
Okay, I'm going to recommend Team Foxcatcher. The documentary's been on Netflix for a while now, but I mean, it looks great, and it really supports the film. It's one of those documentaries that really helps the film. So maybe do a double bill viewing, which would be quite interesting to do. I would do the fiction film first, and then the documentary. But it's really good, and it's incredibly creepy. It makes Steve Carell's performance even stronger, knowing that it was that creepy. So I definitely recommend that. Where can we find you, Moody?
You can find me at the youtube.com/Mr. Moody Reviews. Me and my co-host have just put on started our glorious top 10 show, where it's a monthly show where we've just dropped our best movies, worst movies, most anticipated movies, and most anticipated games. Go and check us out there.
And obviously you can find us at the Angry Microwave. Podcast every week this year. We're kind of on track at the moment. We're meant to alternate, but I think we're going to see if it's a film podcast week or a normal, depending on what's happened in the news. You can find me at Moorin on Twitter, at the Angry Microwave, or at One Angry Microwave on Twitter, and just search the Angry Microwave everywhere else. Thank you for joining us. And that's it. I've also got a dog behind me, by the way, so. Not just
I saw something wiggling all the time. Thank you for having me, Callum. It was a pleasure as always.
See you all soon. Bye.
Bye-bye.